Hello there everybody, so Battle92 aka Nightmare, and welcome back to Zero Escape, Virtue's Last Reward. In the last episode, we got started on Tenmyoji's path. Well, you know, going into his room. Or going with him into his... That came out wrong. You guys get what I'm going at. But we just cleared that puzzle room and now we are at this warehouse, where the white chromatic doors are. Is this another warehouse?
Looks just like the one on the last floor.
There's even a big old door in the same spot where the number 9 door is in the other warehouse.
True, but it's rusted over. I don't think it's opening anytime soon.
No lever to open it anyway, that I can see.
Well, shoot. We couldn't possibly open that with our bare hands.
Duh. How much do you think that thing weighs?
14 gigawatts?
You'd have about as much luck trying to lift a pickup truck, even if it was unlocked.
I want to know what those are.
They're doors.
Those white doors?
Are they chromatic doors?
Yeah, seems like it. I mean, look at this. It's one of those things that says lock.
Yeah, just like the ones next to the other chromatic doors.
So you're saying all the chromatic doors for the next round are white?
Yeah, they were different colors before, but...
Guess things have changed for this round.
Looks like it. Before we could discuss the doors any further, a familiar robotic voice crackled over the speakers.
An ambidex gate has been opened.
Of course.
45 minutes remain until ambidex game polling closes.
What?
One of the other teams opened the gate early.
Those bastards!
What in the hell they do that for? We haven't even started back yet. Never mind, White. We just need to get back up there pronto. I'm worried about Quark. We need to hook up with Alice and Kane. The sooner the better.
Yep. Right. Got it.
Let's go.
Away! You know what I've always wondered? How long it would take to actually build an underground, complex something like this. Specifically with the intent to make the chromatic doors and all that stuff. Like, can you just imagine what the construction workers are doing, or the people that are contracting all of this? Just building up all of this. They're like, are you sure this is such a good idea, man? Nah, it's fine. It's the paycheck. Well, they're not gonna use anything nefarious for this. It's probably just a kid's game. You assholes! We returned to the Floor A warehouse to find only 2 people waiting for us. Kay, who'd gone through the red door, and Dio, who'd gone through the green door.
Where's Quark?
We took him to the infirmary. At the moment, Alice, Phi, and Luna are looking after him.
Is he all right?
I don't know if I would describe him as all right, but apparently his condition has not worsened, if that's what you mean. He is still resting. However, we...
Good. I'm going to the infirmary.
Tenmyoji, please, wait!
Tenmyoji ignored Kay and took off at a run to the yellow door. And away he went.
Oh dear. He's gone. There was something I needed to tell him.
Well, it's not like it matters. The girls will just tell him when he gets there. He ought to calm down once he's seen the kid.
Lover and I looked at one another, eyebrows raised.
What are they going to tell him?
Well, you see...
What?
You found virus medicine in the laboratory?
Yes. Unfortunately, we found only a single vial.
Then we can cure Quark's Radical 6.
So it would seem.
Well, I guess we should head over to the infirmary and see how he's doing. Come on, let's go.
Right behind you. He should be fine now.
This is quite a bit of a difference.
It might take some time for him to recover fully, but the worst is over.
Luna's voice was quiet as she stepped back from Quark. She held an injection gun with an empty vial. Delicately, she placed it back on the cabinet. Quark had been laid out on a crude cot and was still sound asleep. His breathing was even and his expression was peaceful. He looked like any other child, sleeping soundly after a long day of doing whatever it is children do to amuse themselves. Any trace of the insanity he'd shown earlier was nowhere to be found.
Is he really going to be okay?
Yes, we analyzed the vial and confirmed that it was definitely Excelivir. Now that I've administered it...
The Excelivir should eradicate the virus completely given enough time, right?
Yes, that should be the case.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, what a relief.
Things are looking pretty sketchy there for a while, that's for sure.
Oh, there's a pose I don't see Phi taking that much. I felt some of the tension disappear from my shoulders, and I let out a breath I hadn't realized I'd been holding. We weren't out of the woods yet, but at least Quark was safe. Tenmyoji let out a long, shaky sigh and lowered himself onto one of the empty beds. He rubbed his hands wearily across his face, and I thought I saw the glint of tears.
Alice, you and Kay, I don't know what to say other than thanks. You saved his life. I don't know the words to tell you how much that means to me.
Oh, please. It was nothing, really. We just happened to be the ones who went through the red door.
Where is Kay? He's not in here.
He's still in the warehouse. Dio and Kay stayed behind.
They went there to wait for you guys while we came back here. We figured someone should explain what was going on so you wouldn't come back to an empty warehouse.
So Dio and Kay were the ones who opened the AB gates?
Not both of them. There was only one door open.
Well, we should get back and tell them how Quark's doing. Kay will want to know at least.
Yeah, you're right. I nodded and head back toward the other side of the room. I was nearly there when Tenmyoji suddenly spoke.
That's right.
Huh?
You know that memory card we found?
Oh, this thing?
Yeah. I think I know how we can take a look at what's on it. What, you don't remember? There was a memory card just like it that we used to solve the puzzles in here.
Yeah, he's right.
Oh, of course.
There's a slot next to the screen. It should work for this one, too.
Ah, I should probably take the time to go ahead and grab my notebook, which is right smack dab right up here.
Kind of glad that this thing is within arm's reach. Much safer now that I've actually got a nice little bookshelf I can keep track of all this stuff. Much more effective. Kind of, really, not really. Oh yeah, there it is. Right, yeah. Well, let's give it a shot.
Yeah, I want to see what's on it.
Drugs! Okay, just give me a minute here. I slid the card into the slot next to the screen. No sooner had I done so than an image of a waveform popped up on the screen.
Is there an audio file on here?
This is different. Interesting, there's a lot of numbers off to the side, too.
Why don't we turn up the volume a bit?
Luna tapped a few things on the screen and a bar began to move across the screen. Before long, a voice drifted out of the speakers.
This is Control. How's it going over there? Bet you missed the sound of my voice, huh? Well, I gotta be honest. It's getting pretty lonely over here, too. Feeling kind of like howling at the moon, lone wolf style. Speaking of which, I'm looking at it right now. The old girl is beautiful. Never seen a moon this full. And that color. against that eclipse, remember? What a way to end 2028, huh? The moon's this amazing red. If it wasn't so beautiful, it'd be kind of ominous. Wish you guys could see it too, but... sorry, forgot. You're supposed to be on Mars, aren't you? So, how are Phobos and Deimos looking right now?
Phobos and Deimos? I feel like I should write those down just to be safe. I think just to be extra safe, I'm gonna write that down along with the password password codes. I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to need them, but just to be safe, I'm going to write them down. Phobos and Deimos. What intriguing names. That's... here we go. Phobos and Deimos. Is it weird? I'm pretty sure I've... No, that can't be right. Circle these names and just kind of keep the note on these two.
Sure, hope I'll get to look up at them someday, too.
Oh.
Anyway, over.
Oh, that's where I... Never mind, I'm... I'm an idiot. Wait a minute. On Mars?
Hey, something wrong? Talk to me, guys. What? You gonna play hard to get because we haven't talked in so long? Enough jokes, alright? Knock it off. Where are you guys? Is there something wrong with the radio? You're saying everything's green? Well then, what the hell's going on here? Why aren't they responding? No, the video feed's online. Look, you can see all 9 of them, 3 at each table.
What?
What? Someone hacked our feed? What do you mean this isn't live? An old clip on repeat? Who would do that? What in the hell is happening here? This is Control. I repeat, this is Control. Please come in. I'm asking you to respond.
This is...
Oh, thank God. You really had me worried there. What happened?
6 of us are... dead.
What?
Counting myself, there are only 3 left.
I don't even recognize this voice.
How? Why are...
Who are these people?
They were killed.
What?
I guess you could say I killed them. No, that's not quite right. Not just them. Not just these 6. All of them. All 6 billion. Soon, I will have killed 6 billion people.
Are you there? Respond! Damn it. This is Control. I repeat, this is Control. We have an emergency situation. We have an unconfirmed report of 6 deceased test subjects. Deploy rescue and escort teams to the test site immediately. Shit. What the hell happened in there?
What the hell? What the fuck? Is that it?
Yes.
What on earth was that?
Any ideas? I got only frowns and shaking heads in response. Only one person showed a reaction other than stunned confusion. Tenmyoji. Long after the audio ended, he stared at the screen, deep in thought.
Do you know something, Tenmyoji?
Yeah, I think I know what that was.
What?
It's probably a transmission from the Mars mission test site.
Mars?
Huh?
I'm sorry, what? You mean some kind of space travel?
What kind of test site was it?
Did you know that the government is developing spaceships with particle annihilation engines?
Huh?
These ships would be able to get humans to Mars a lot faster than old chemical rockets. But they don't want to just send a manned Mars mission off half-cocked. That was the idea behind this test. They built a whole complex on this old Air Force base in Nevada. The idea was that it would be a simulation of a manned mission to Mars with a crew of 9 men and women. They'd monitor the whole thing and use that data to plan the real mission.
So what we just listened to is a transmission from that project?
Yeah.
Why is something like that here?
Don't know why. We found it in the safe. No explanation. Dollars to donuts, it's got something to do with Zero's plan.
You mean we were meant to hear what was on that card?
Yeah.
It's all very interesting, but how exactly do you know about all this?
Oh, about the simulated Mars mission?
Yes.
I was involved with the project.
Huh? Involved?
Now, the intent was to create as accurate a simulation as possible. That meant we'd need to simulate the radio silence we'd experienced during conjunction.
What's a conjunction?
It means two things in space are close to each other. In this case, we're talking about a superior conjunction, where Mars and Earth are on the exact opposite sides of the Sun. So unless we've got some sort of relay, there'll be a period of time where we won't be able to communicate with each other. What we heard on that card was when the simulated conjunction was scheduled to end.
That's when they died.
No, we don't know that. They could have died long before that conversation. All we know is that's when it was discovered.
So 6 of the test subjects died, right?
Yeah.
Well, do you remember what she said? There was something about how she didn't just kill 6 people. She said 6 billion. What the heck did she mean by that? The population of the planet?
Just what the hell happened there?
Tenmyoji frowned and looked down at the floor. We were all silent as he paced slowly back and forth across the room. At last he stopped, raised his head, and spoke.
The truth is that there's a chance a virus escaped from the test site.
A virus? Wait, you don't mean...
Wait, is that why they called it Radical 6?
Yeah, Radical 6.
What? How can that be?
I'm just telling you what I know, okay? Nobody's sure how Radical 6 got in there in the first place, but one of the subjects might have been infected when they entered. Or the virus itself might have been an intentional part of the simulation.
Yeah, let's go ahead and create a deadly kill-yourself virus. That's a great idea for a frickin' simulation.
The test site deaths became the index case for a pandemic. Anyway, prevailing wisdom says it got out somehow. And once it was out, it spread pretty quick. All across the planet.
And it killed 6 billion people?
No, not directly. Best numbers put only a third or so of those deaths as directly caused by Radical 6. The other 4 billion died from the collapse caused by the deaths of that first third. The whole world just fell apart.
Wow. Okay, Dan. I have a lot of questions. I don't even know where to start. I don't even know where to start knowing where to start. Well, no, take that back. Explain that date. Unless I heard this wrong, the day the Radical 6 got out was December 31st, 2028.
Yeah.
But the day I got grabbed by the guy in the gas mask was December 25th, 2028.
Me too. Christmas Day.
I was kidnapped on Christmas too.
Clover and I were taken 3 days earlier, on the 22nd.
Yeah.
Then you see what I'm saying, right? That recording was made close to a week after we were all picked up. What the hell is going on here? That thing is from the future!
You see...
10 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
Ah, son of a...
All players, please enter your votes. If no vote is recorded before the deadline has passed, any non-voting parties will automatically ally.
We're out of time. We need to go back to the warehouse.
Wait! You haven't answered...
Don't care. I need more than 10 minutes to explain everything. Half-assing it is just gonna make you more confused. Now get moving. That's enough! Shut your damn hole or I'm picking betray!
Hey, come on now.
Fine. Do what you want, but I need to get back to the AB rooms. I'd like to stay with Quark. He seems to be doing all right.
I'll stay here with him. Fi can do the voting for our pair. I can trust her. Is that all right with you?
Yeah, sure.
Well, if you'd be willing to do that, I'd be much obliged. Thanks, Luna. Take good care of him.
Of course. I'll make sure everything goes fine.
I trust you, Luna. Tenmyoji gave her one last nod and turned and dashed out of the infirmary. Well, that's that, I guess. We should probably be going too.
Yes. We'll just have to wait to hear the rest of what he has to say later.
I'd rather just get it all out in the open now, but there's not much we can do.
Let's get going then.
Sup? We returned to the warehouse to find only Kay. I explained what had happened with Quark, then glanced around the room. Hey, where's Dio?
He has gone into his AB room.
Already?
Indeed.
Then he opened the first AB gate, right?
Clearly.
Of course.
This is bad. I won't be able to talk with him. This is going to limit my choices.
You've only got one BP left, don't you?
Yeah. Luna's the same.
If Vi chooses Ally and Dio picks Betray...
Phi and Luna will be penalized.
And then they're fucking dead.
I don't have a choice. I'll have to pick Betray. The risk with Ally is just too high.
Yeah, also, Dio's an ass. Hey, Alice, don't you have one BP too?
That's right. But Kay and I will be playing against Quark.
And he'll just default to Ally. I guess you don't need to worry about getting penalized then, huh?
But what if Alice and Kay choose Betray?
You needn't worry. That will not happen. Even though, as you have told me, Quark is recovering, he is still weak. Moreover, he is only a child. To betray an innocent child would be...
Yeah, that would be unthinkable. Even if you ignore his age or condition, it's hardly fair to take advantage of someone who can't vote.
So you'll vote to Ally?
Yes.
Of course.
Well then, shall we go?
Yes.
Kay and Alice nodded to one another and disappeared into the AB room, second from the right. This seems to be the least stressful kind, I think. Without saying anything, Phi turned and walked into the room just left of theirs. That left only myself, Clover, and Tenmyoji.
Do you remember what you said to me when you chose the blue door? Something about how you'd convince me to choose Ally? Seems like now would be the time to let me know how you're going to convince me.
Well, it's not that complicated. I promise you that Clover and I will vote Ally. That's it. Pretty much.
I see. And you figure I'll believe you because you've only got one BP. Once you've told me that you plan to ally, I won't be able to choose Betray. Since if you're telling the truth...
You'll kill me.
Not a bad plan, but it assumes that I've taken killing you off the table. Seems like a risky bet for you.
I disagree.
And why is that?
Clover's BP is 6. If you ally and we betray, then she'd have enough points to escape, right? She could run off through the number 9 door as soon as this round is over.
I'd never...
That's easy for you to say. But think about it from my perspective. Sure, you might not, but you also might. If I guess wrong, that's a pretty big loss for me.
Well, what if Clover tries to seduce you to get what she wants?
I know. What?
Huh?
That's just an example. What I'm trying to say is that once you two are in that room, Clover might try and make some sort of bargain with you.
Since you've been trying to earn Clover's trust, I doubt it.
I'm asking what you're going to do if that happens. Are you sure you'll still choose Ally?
Seduce me, huh?
Hey! What are you staring at, you perv? There's no way on earth I'd do anything like like that.
I believe you.
Ugh, as if. In your dreams, creep.
Well, that's that then. Not gonna lie though, I'm a little disappointed.
So I can trust you. You're gonna choose ally.
Yeah.
You can trust us.
Promise.
Of course.
We promise.
All right. I guess I'll vote ally too then.
Alright.
3 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
Well, looks like we don't have much time left. I'm trusting you.
I'm trusting you too. Tenmyoji gave us a curt nod, then turned and strode into the second AB room from the left. Right. Well, let's get to it.
Yeah.
In we go!
Hey, Sigma, I wanted to ask you something.
What's up?
Could you pick Betray for me?
Really? What?
I mean, I could try and, like, tackle you, but you're so big and strong, you'd probably just throw me on the ground and that'd be it.
Clover. Yeah.
So I thought I might as well just ask you really nicely. Oh, I mean, I'd be happy to, pay you back.
I feel like you're just messing with me.
If you just pick Betray for me, then I'll listen to anything you say.
See, I know you're just messing with me. Anything?
Yep, anything. So think carefully, okay? If you choose Ally, you're trusting him with your life.
Nice try, Clover. Yeah, if he chooses Betray, it's all over.
Uh-huh. Are you really, really sure you can trust that old fart?
Hey now, that's not very nice.
The only safe choice is to pick Betray.
But if he chooses Ally and we don't,
Then I'll have 9 BP. But you don't need to worry about that. Even if I do get 9 BP, I won't just go and open the number 9 door all by myself.
you know what? I'm going to believe that you're just kind of messing with me, honestly, because this is extremely out of character, I think.
I mean, Alice wouldn't have 9 points yet, and I can't leave her behind. Please, will you pick Betray?
20 seconds remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
The voting machine was in front of me. I didn't have much time left to think. Would I keep my promise to Tenmyoji and pick Ally? Or would I betray him for Clover and,
If you just pick Betray for me, then I'll listen to anything you say.
Shut up! In the end, there was only one possible answer.
3, 2, 1.
Doi.
Round 2 of the Ambidex game has been completed.
I'm not stupid.
Results will be displayed in the warehouse. Thank you for your participation. Ambidex gates now opening.
Yep, not my cup of tea, sorry.
Results from round 2 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed. Please direct your attention to the results screen.
Alright. Am I gonna die? Let's see. Wait, what the hell? Fi and Luna oh yeah, that's right. Fi and Luna betrayed Dio. Alice and Kay allied with Quark, that's right. And we allied with Tenmyoji. Because guess what? I am not stupid.
Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly.
Also, Dio's a scumbag because of course he would pick Betray.
Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points.
I'm a good boy because I chose ally.
Looks like you managed to trust me.
Well, it seems like I made the right choice.
Only did what I said I would.
You really helped me out. Thanks.
I could say the same thing. No need for thanks.
The corner of his mouth twitched into a grin. I felt myself smile a little in response. Clover, on the other hand, looked less than pleased.
That was a bad choice, Sigma. And after I told you I'd listen to anything you said. Oh well, whatever.
She sighed heavily, shot me one last annoyed look, and stalked off. What the hell? She was serious? That seems out of character. Maybe I just don't know Clover enough. No. Even if that situation did arise, I wouldn't fucking listen to her. It's a scumbag move. Across the room, Dio and Phi were already confronting one another over their own results.
You tried to kill me and Luna. Can't say I'm surprised.
Don't give me that. You know exactly what I was doing. I knew you weren't stupid enough to pick ally. You'd defend yourself with betray, just like I would. Wait, where's Luna?
In the infirmary, looking after Quark.
Is that where Alice went too?
Alice? No, she went into one of the AB rooms with Kay.
Yes, we did indeed enter together. When the doors opened, however, she left, somewhat unsteadily, in the direction of the cyan door.
Uh-oh.
She left the warehouse?
Indeed.
Without even checking the results?
Correct. There was little reason to check them.
Yeah, it's not like Quark was gonna betray you.
Indeed.
And you two still choose ally.
Well, duh. We're not dumbasses like you.
Man, what a pair of bleeding hearts.
I would like to see your heart bleed.
If you say so. Being mocked for my compassion is a small price to pay for retaining my humanity.
Ooh, Kay with the burns.
Where did Alice run off to?
While we were in the AB room, she mentioned being quite tired. Perhaps she went to one of the cabins to rest.
Oh, well, I guess that would make sense.
An ominous rumble filled the warehouse.
The Ambidex gates have closed. Round 3 of the Ambidex game will be the Star Round. Star keys are required to open the gates. There is no set limit on usage of the Star keys. The Ambidex gates can be opened as many times as the players wish to open them.
Yeah. We can open the gates as many times as we want?
That means the star keys can be used to play the AB game any number of times. If I understood that announcement correctly, that is.
Hey, didn't Zero Jr. say something about this?
As soon as the gates close, your colors get all shuffled up automatically.
Oh yeah, what did I get switched to?
The pair and solo assignments hop around a bit too.
I think I got switched to magenta, I think. Yeah, he did. Can you guys all show me your bracelets? I want to see what all our colors and groups are this time. Within moments, a series of wrists were extended for me to examine. Oh, never mind. Huh. Looks like all the colors are weird. Clover's a cyan pair, and Phi's a magenta pair, but Tenmyoji's a yellow pair?
The 3 solos are red, green, and blue. Kay's red, Dio's green, and you're blue.
Then how are we supposed to group up for the chromatic doors? I think they're gonna be white this time.
Ah, yes. Dio told me about them. Very interesting.
Yeah, they're white, all of them. I had a good look while I was waiting for Sigma to show up down in the warehouse.
You should have seen them too, Phi.
Yeah, I did. You're talking about the doors in the Floor B warehouse, right?
Yeah, so lay it on us. How are the groups going to shake out this time? Phi nodded and began to explain. Option A, Tenmyoji yellow and me blue would form one group. Phi Magenta, and Dio Green would form another group. Clover, Cyan, and K, Red, would form the third.
Huh? Wait, you mean there's only one option?
Yeah. There's no other way we can group up to make white.
So, I'm teaming up with Tenmyoji again.
Alice, Luna, and Quark aren't here to show us their bracelets, so we don't know for sure what their colors are. But it's pretty clear they'll all be pairs, since none of the pairs here have a partner.
So they'll be Yellow, Magenta, and Cyan, right?
Right.
Alright, what now? We've got plenty of time until those white doors open.
Yeah, about an hour it looks like.
I'm gonna go find Alice.
Of course. I'll come with you then.
Clover gave her a shrug, and the two of them headed out through the Cyan door.
Do I really need to say it?
The infirmary, right? You going to go check on Quark?
Yeah.
I don't blame you, dude. He gave me a nod and trotted out through the yellow door. Oh, hell. You can actually see the animation do that. Okay. I actually saw the door open and close. That left only 3 of us. Dio, Kay, and myself. What are you guys going to do?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna head over to the lounge and have a drink. You wanna tag along, Kay?
Are you making fun of me? I find it rather hard to drink with this mask on.
Ah, right, of course. My bad. Well, I'm out. Later.
With a lazy wave of his hand, Dio slouched off toward the magenta door. Took me a moment to realize Kay was following him.
Hey, what is this? You following me?
No, you must be mistaken. I hope to investigate Floor B further. There are still several rooms I haven't visited.
Okay, okay. You don't have to tell me your life story.
He's answering your question, dipshit.
See ya.
Their conversation ended as they reached the door and stepped through it. Alright. What should I do?
Tonight's that eclipse, remember? What a way to end 2028, huh?
Of course! I need to get the rest of that story out of Tenmyoji. The words were scarcely out of my mouth before I set off at a dead run toward the hallway and toward the infirmary. Huh? There's nobody here. The room was completely empty. I edged forward and peeked around the partition. There he was, Tenmyoji. He was standing next to Quark, apparently oblivious to my presence, looking down at something in his hand. A picture? It must have made some small noise because he suddenly looked up, saw me, and hastily shoved the photo back into his pocket. What was that? It was a photo of something, right? Was it yours?
Forget it. It's got nothing to do with you.
But all the stuff we had with us when we got grabbed was taken away. Why were you hiding it?
Why should I tell all of you about one measly photo?
Anyway, where's Luna?
I asked her to leave. I wanted to be alone with Quark for a bit. So, why are you here?
I wanted to hear the rest.
The rest of what? What the hell are you talking about?
I'm talking about that simulated manned mission to Mars. We heard that recording about it.
I don't have any idea what you're talking about. I'm getting old. Memory's not what it used to be.
Wait, what?
Seem to be forgetting a lot of stuff lately.
Hey, nice try, pal, but you're not getting away with it this time. You remember something all right. You remember so much you told me it'd take way more than 10 minutes to tell it all.
You really sure you want to know? Maybe I'll tell you, and then you'll regret it. Maybe you'll wish you'd kept your fool mouth shut. Just think about all the hopes you've got for the future, and all the happy memories of your past. What if what I have to tell you makes everything you've ever believed ring hollow, and the whole world just crumbles around you?
I have seen levels of despair like you have no fucking idea, boy.
You sure you want that?
Yes. Hey, come on. You don't need to threaten me.
This isn't a threat. I'm being honest here. Are you really, truly prepared?
Well, of course. I never got the chance to say I am. Before I could, Fi exploded into the room, her face a mixture of anxiety and fear.
Good. There you are.
Did something happen?
Alice is... Look, just come with me, all right? She's in the number 2 cabin.
Without waiting for a response, Fi spun around and ran back out of the room. Tenmyoji and I exchanged a quick, confused look, then leapt up and took off after her. Yep, Radical 6 took her. And she killed herself. There's the scalpel. Alice! The first thing I saw when I stepped through the door was the blossom of red on her chest. It felt as though I'd walked straight into a brick wall. I stopped short, my body refusing to move. No. Why did this happen? I forced one shaking foot forward, then the next. My legs began to buckle, and I put a hand against the wall to steady myself as my heart thundered in my chest. Calm down. Calm down. This looks pretty bad, but you don't actually know anything yet. Yeah, that's right. Maybe it's not too late. Maybe we can still save her. Then at last I pressed my fingers to her neck, and those hopes were dashed. No pulse. Clearly she wasn't breathing either. Her pupils had dilated hideously, making her face seem somehow inhuman. No. No. It's not true. Why? Then I noticed it. All the blood must have distracted me, but now I saw that there was a scalpel buried in her chest. Judging by the position of its handle, she had been stabbed through the heart. I felt a sympathetic twinge of pain in my own chest and my stomach lurched. Bile and hopelessness rose up in my throat. I stood, hands balled tightly into white-knuckled fists, and took a deep breath. All around the room were the rest of the Nonary Games participants, except of course for Quark. I wanted to ask which one of them had killed her. Even if it had been one of them, though, there was no way they'd answer. All I could do was stare at each one of them in turn, asking myself, is this person a murderer? The looks they traded with one another suggested that I wasn't the only person wondering if they were standing next to a killer. An unsettling silence filled the room. Clover was the first to speak.
Who did this? Say something! Answer me! Please, Clover, calm down. We don't even know if she was killed. Then what happened? An accident? You think a scalpel just dropped from the ceiling and stabbed her?
Cool it, kid.
You did it, didn't you?
You nuts?
Then who did it? Who killed her?
It was probably the Radical 6. She was walking... That detail about her walking away sluggishly pretty much tells me that it must have been the Radical 6, and she chose to kill herself.
Clover, even if we assume that she was murdered, that doesn't necessarily mean the killer was one of us, does it?
BK is thinking straight.
Wait a minute. You went into the AB room with Alice during the last round, didn't you? Something happened in there, didn't it?
No, nothing happened.
Don't lie to me! There's no way Alice would just run off like that! She wouldn't leave me! Something happened! If she was going to leave, she'd tell me! She...
Hey, Clover, don't you think just assuming Alice was murdered is jumping the gun a little bit?
How can you look at her and say that? Scalpels don't just stab people all by themselves! Oh, I see. I see. I get it now. You're all in on it, aren't you?
Incorrect.
It wasn't just one killer. It was 6!
No wonder you're so anxious to say this wasn't a murder.
Clover, please, just settle down.
Fine. Show me some proof then. Prove to me in 10 seconds that you didn't murder my friend, or I'm going to kill every last one of you bastards! You're all going to die just like she did!
Christ! Hey, hold on a minute.
9, 8, 7,
Clover!
6, 5, 4,
Clover!
3, 2, 1.
Nope. Oh. Those infected by Radical 6 eventually develop a powerful urge to commit suicide. Suddenly, Clover moved. I leapt forward and clamped my hand around her wrist.
What are you doing?
Clover, listen to me. Alice wasn't killed. Nobody murdered her. She took her own life.
What? No.
Oh, achievement unlocked. I can't believe it's not murder. Okay, that's mean. Why would you make an achievement like that? Ugh. I can't believe it's not Mondo.
No, there's no way she'd do that.
It's true. She stabbed herself in the heart with the scalpel.
All right. Where'd she get the scalpel then?
Well,
I did hear someone come into the infirmary right after the AB game ended.
Was that before I showed up?
Yes, I got up to see who it was, but they were already gone. It could have been Alice.
so she could have taken the scalpel then.
Yes, I think so.
You're lying. This is all a lie. It has to be.
It's not. It's the truth.
Then why did she do it? Why would Alice kill herself?
She probably didn't have a reason.
What?
She'd been infected with Radical 6. That's what killed her.
But you just said she killed herself. Just tell me the truth.
I am!
Then prove it. Your 10 seconds ran out a long time ago. So if you don't have any proof...
I do! I have proof. There was a journal in the lab, wasn't there, Kay? Show it to me.
Journal?
It would have been in the safe.
Ah, well, Alice would have it then.
Fine, can you? I don't feel right touching a dead woman's body. Could you take a look?
Sure.
Her hands barely shook as she quickly searched through Alice's clothing. It was only seconds before she stopped. Slowly and carefully, she drew something out. There it was. The journal. I turned to hand it to me, but I shook my head. You read it. It's in Latin. I can't make heads or tails of it. She cocked an eyebrow at me and flipped the small book open. When she looked back at me, it was with both suspicion and surprise.
Yeah, it is Latin. But translating this is impossible. It's full of words I've never heard before. I can barely understand any of this.
Page 216.
Huh?
Turn to page 216. You should be able to read that one. Vi's frown deepened, but she did as I suggested. Ha! The power of morphogenetic fields! I watched her eyes quickly scan the page before looking up at me with renewed suspicion.
Yeah, I can read this page. How did you know? No, wait. How did you even know there was a journal in the lab?
I just knew.
You just knew? Come on.
Look, just read it, okay? Clover wants to hear what it has to say. Right?
Yeah.
Right. Give me a moment to look it over.
After a few moments of whispering to herself in Latin, Fi began to translate, paraphrasing the contents of the journal. Radical 6 reduces the processing speed of the brain by a factor of the root of 1/6. One of the symptoms of Radical 6 infection is an overwhelming urge to commit suicide. Research has shown that it would probably respond to the right sort of antiviral medication, but no one has been able to develop one yet. Nearby towns are filled with the corpses of people who took their own lives. The uninfected have only barely managed to survive, and had been sent into underground shelters supervised by the government.
Oh Lord, please, let their future be a bright one.
Vi shut the journal with a soft slap. A sickly silence drifted through the room. The newspaper article, the recording, the conversation with Tenmyoji, and Nauth's journal entry. There was no more hiding from the truth. The pandemic had already happened. All of Clover's rage suddenly dissipated, and she collapsed to the floor, tears pouring down her face. None of us had the heart to say anything, and for several long moments the only sound in the room was Clover's sobs.
We've got a problem. It's almost time for the primary doors to open.
Oh, shit! Yeah, only 10 minutes left.
Sorry, but I'll be taking Alice's bracelet. Vi and I won't be able to open the secondary door without it.
So she was a magenta pair, just like me.
Just now noticed that, did ya?
As he spoke, Dio grabbed the bracelet off the floor and dropped it into his pocket.
What color is your bracelet, Luna?
I'm a cyan pair.
You are part of Clover's pair, then. That means the two of you will need to come with me.
I guess so. Come on now, Clover. We need to go. Alice would want you to survive, wouldn't she? You'll never be able to figure out why all this happened if you stay here. Please.
You're right. Alice, I promise I'll find out what happened to you. I'll figure out who Zero really is. I mean, if you'd never been locked up in here, you never would have... This never would have happened. So it's like Zero killed you. I promise. I'll avenge you.
Clover stood up and rubbed her hands roughly over her eyes, smearing tears across her cheeks. Then with a determined frown, she strode out of the room.
Alright, we're out of time. Move, people.
You guys head on down to the Floor B warehouse. We'll catch up with you later.
Oh, right. Quark's got the yellow bracelet, which makes him your partner, right?
Yeah. Can't exactly leave him behind.
No, definitely not. Without him, we'd end up stuck in the AB room.
Uh-huh.
Okay, let's go. We'll see the rest of you once we've picked up Quark.
Very well. Until we meet again.
Oh. This game just has a goddamn effect on me.
Quark!
Oh, holy shit, he's standing!
You're awake!
Yeah, I just woke up.
Good to see you not trying to kill yourself.
Hey, where's everybody else?
Oh god. Quark.
Tenmyoji's entire body shook with emotion as he drew closer to him. He cautiously laid a trembling hand on the boy's shoulder, almost as if he were afraid Quark would disappear in a puff of smoke the moment he was touched. When Quark proved to be indeed corporeal, Tenmyoji let out a cry and threw his arms around him.
What's wrong?
Aww.
Are you okay, Grandpa?
It's nothing. Nothing's wrong. I'm fine.
But...
Quark gave him a puzzled look. Tenmyoji didn't even notice. His face was a mixture of happiness and relief. I could see tears twinkling from the wrinkled corners of his eyes. All traces of his usual gruff stoicism had vanished. I didn't want to interrupt such a happy reunion. We were running out of time. Still, Tenmyoji deserved a few minutes. Left them alone. Good on you, Sigma. At last, Tenmyoji seemed to recover, and shifted from an embrace to a protective arm around the shoulder.
So, how are you feeling?
Feeling? Well, okay, I guess. Was I sick or something?
No. You're not sick.
That he doesn't remember.
If you feel fine, then you're fine.
Huh?
I'm sorry. I should never have gotten you involved in all this.
What are you apologizing for?
Sorry.
You're doing it again. Are you sure you're okay? So, where's everybody else? Mr. Sigma's here, but he's just been standing there looking kind of silly.
I gave him a nervous smile and explained about the white doors. I got the feeling Temioji didn't want Quark to know about Radical 6, so I avoided any mention of it. Good on you, man. Good on you. Alice's death was something I also left for later.
Okay, that makes sense. That means I'm on a team with you guys, right?
Right.
So, these white doors, when are they gonna open?
Well, we've only got about 4 minutes until the primary doors open.
Oh, that's not good. We need to hurry. Come on. How do we get to the Floor B warehouse?
Okay, we're going.
Follow me. It's good to see you okay, Quark. Whew. That was a nice moment. I needed that. That was just really, I liked that. Open!
Chromatic doors have opened. 5 minutes remain until chromatic doors close.
You're late. Where the hell have you been? Quark?
You're awake!
Sup, bitches, I lived!
And fully recovered, apparently.
I am also relieved to see you well again.
Me too.
Wait a minute. What are you talking about?
He just has no idea how worried everybody's been. I looked out at the others from behind Quark and held a warning finger up to my lips. There were a few momentarily raised eyebrows and some nervous coughing as everyone suddenly fell silent.
Huh?
From Quark's perspective, it must have seemed especially odd.
Anyway, there isn't any time left. We need to hurry.
But there are 3 doors.
Which team goes in which door?
All of the doors are identical for this round. I believe it doesn't matter which team uses which door.
Then we're taking the one in the middle.
Why that one?
You want a kill shot, you aim for the center. You're more likely to just miss the extremities.
That logic is flawed and more than slightly disturbing.
Amen to that, Fi.
Unfortunately, I don't really have a counter-argument, so center door it is.
I suppose we could go with the one on the left. Is that okay? I mean, we could go with the other one if you want.
Kay and Clover only nodded.
Well, there's only one left.
The door on the right.
Any objections? Alright, let's move.
30 seconds remain until chromatic doors close.
Hurry it up, Vi. This thing's gonna close.
I know.
It's time we were going as well.
Right. Sure.
Come on, guys, there's no time to waste.
Right behind you.
Let's go.
2, 1, 0. Chromatic doors closing.
I'm not gonna lie, there's just like this overwhelming relief seeing, finally, in one of these routes, that Quark is okay. Ugh. Director's office, huh? Ooh. Holy shit. Huh. This looks like a fun room. What's this place?
Probably the office of whoever it is that's running this place.
It said director's office on the door.
So this might be Zero Senior's office.
Maybe, or maybe not.
Well, which is it?
Why the hell would I know?
We should look around.
Oh, wait a minute. This is the room that I failed to enter that ID and passcode.
If this really is Zero Senior's room, there might be some clues.
Yeah, you got a point. Let's get started then. I will save that for the next episode. Oh my god, the overwhelming relief that just hit me. He's barely done anything in this game, and I was so fucking worried about him. Oh. Well, I mean, it's kind of sad that Alice is dead, but holy shit, Cork is okay. Oh. That actually... Whew. That shit actually makes me happy. Well, I'm gonna avoid looking at the flow for right now. I mean, unless it's advised that I do look at it, but I'm gonna try to avoid it this time. So, whew. I'm gonna end it. Kind of worried about Clover, I admit. I'm afraid she might do something. Actually, I'm more worried about how Fi's gonna handle Dio. Knowing Dio's a killer, I'm sure he wouldn't hold back killing Fi. And I really hope he doesn't try to kill Fi, because I just... damn it. It's just gonna be another betrayal round in the next AV game. I know that much. And I've got no reason to, you know, betray for the next one either. I've got no reason to do that. And I'm just going to say right off the bat, that whole thing with Clover, I'm sorry, that just felt extremely out of character. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe I just don't know Clover enough, but from what I know about Clover, that just seemed so extremely out of character. It just didn't feel right. Actually felt extremely wrong. I did not like that at all. That just seemed kind of like a blemish on this somewhat actually really amazing game. I'm gonna say it again, that just felt way too out of character, and that's where I'm going to end it. Good God. So if you guys like this, be sure to let me know. I'm wondering how tough this director's office puzzle is going to be. But hopefully I'll be able to figure it out relatively quickly so we can get more content done. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.